Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we will discuss human respiratory system, a very important topic from exam point of view. Human respiratory system involves many organs, but the main organs which are involved in respiration are the nose, nasal passage, trachea or windpipe, lungs and diaphragm. The respiration begins with our nose. Our nose has two openings called nostrils. The after nostril we have a nasal passage. Nasal passage have fine hair and mucus which traps the dust particles and impurities which are present in air, so that the air which goes in our lungs should be filtered. Nasal passage is separated from mouth cavity by a hard bony palate so that we can breathe in even when we are eating food. The part of throat between mouth and the windpipe is called the pharynx. Pharynx is the region from where air enters into our windpipe. Windpipe is also known as trachea. Trachea or windpipe has cartilage or soft bone rings which prevent it from collapsing even when there is no air. At the upper end of trachea has larynx or a voice box which is responsible for voice in humans. Then the trachea runs in neck and divide into two smaller tubes called the bronchi. The two bronchi are connected to the lungs. Lungs are covered by two thin membranes called pleura. Each bronchus divides into lungs to form a large number of small tubes called the bronchioles. The bronchioles have tiny air sacs at the end. The pouch-like air sacs at the end of bronchioles are called the alveoli. These alveoli are the main site of gaseous exchange. In these alveoli, gaseous exchange takes place. In these alveoli, O2 is taken into our body and the CO2 is eliminated. These alveoli have connections of blood vessels so that the gaseous exchange could possible. In humans, to maximize this gaseous exchange, there are millions of alveoli. When alveoli from a human is removed out and unfolded, it takes an area of 80 square meter, which is an area of a tennis ground. So after these alveoli, we have the diaphragm below our lungs, which are lungs below our lungs, which is responsible for the breathing mechanism. The breathing mechanism we had discussed in our earlier video. So when you write the question of a human respiratory system, you should also write about the mechanism of breathing, which is explained in our previous video. So do watch that. So one question arises from this topic is, what is the residual volume and what is its function? So lungs always contain a certain volume of air which is called the residual volume. The function of residual volume is that there is a sufficient time for O2 to be absorbed into blood and CO2 time for CO2 to eliminate or released from blood. So this is the function of residual volume. So this was all about human respiratory system, and it is a very important topic of class 10 biology. So a question maybe arises from it, and two short questions about cartilage, which are the soft bone rings in our windpipe, and residual volume always comes in your exam. So thanks for watching my video. It's all about human respiratory system. Thanks for watching my video. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more interesting biology videos.